I don't feel like I'll get a whole bunch of pushback when I say that Kylo Ren is one of the better Star Wars characters, be it Legends or canon. So when we all learned that a Ben Solo movie was pitched and then subsequently scrapped, we all felt a type of way about it. And to answer this commenter specifically, my feelings on it are mixed. On the one hand, Star Wars resurrects characters all the time, more than I'm comfortable with, to varying degrees of successfulness. So I can honestly see why the idea of resurrecting a character who very clearly died on screen would be outside of the question for Bob Iger. However, if we're talking about resurrecting a character, Ben Solo is probably the best candidate for it. Because unlike some other examples, there is pre-existing lore that would support this decision. For those who don't know, Ben Solo and Rey Skywalker form a dyad in the Force.
What Palpatine doesn't know is we're a dyad in the Force, Rey. Two, then a one.
These are two people whose bond is so strong that the Force sees them as one singular person. This bridges the pair both across time and space, and life and death, as we see when Ben Solo brings Rey back from the brink of death. Or in other words, to quote Palpatine directly,
a dyad in the Force, a power like life itself, unseen for generations.
Now, because the Force sees these two people as one individual, a follow-up story would have the following question to address. What happens when somebody is half dead? Now strap yourselves in, because this opens the door for quite a trip. As a Harry Potter fan, my reading of this is that each of them acts as a Horcrux to one another. As long as one of them lives, the other's life force is bound to the physical world. This would lend an explanation to why Ben Solo doesn't materialize as a Force ghost at the end of The Rise of Skywalker. This would put Ben in the unique position of not being truly alive, but also not being one with the Force. From that standpoint, you have several story options. A, you can make the story about putting the soul of Ben Solo to rest. Have him traverse the metaphysical world of the Force, take him to Mortis, take him to the world between worlds, with the goal of untethering him from the physical world so that he can finally rest with the rest of his family. Or option 2, you use him as setup. You have both a Rey movie and a Dawn of the Jedi movie in active development. This is just me spitballing, but using the world between worlds, you can have him discover a threat that existed at the Dawn of the Jedi that's a metaphysical threat that exists within the Force itself. I'm talking a dark threat that exists both inside of the Force and inside of the physical world. Because time happens concurrently within the world between worlds, you can have Ben face off with this threat during the Dawn of the Jedi era, but then have him realize that it was only temporarily stopped in that era and that it will be a problem in the future. Because of this, he can use his still existent bond with Rey to try and contact the physical world. This will lead directly into the New Jedi Order movie, where Rey and her new band of Jedi need to do battle with a threat unseen for dozens of millennia. This expands the lore, gives a brand new threat, and brings back a fan favorite character in a unique role. I personally think that sounds cool, but as always, that's just my opinion, and as always, I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on a standalone Ben Solo movie? Leave it in